We have from Alabama State University, Coach Reggie Barlow. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning.
Go ahead and give us your reflections from this weekend. You had a good win down there at Mississippi Valley in your opener.
Yes, sir. This weekend, the first game is always exciting, and you guys are all hyped, and the other team is hyped, and you really don't know what you're gonna get as far as how guys that are new players, how they're gonna perform, and how acclimated your former players will be is from a conditioning standpoint. But we started off with a first game jitters and made a couple errors, and Mississippi Valley got off to a good start on us. They drove the ball well on us a couple times and was up on us 6-0. And once we got settled in, our guys started understanding what we're trying to get done, and we were able to put some drives together and score some points. We were, the positives out of the game is we were able to get 7 turnovers, and whenever you're able to do that, that's going to help you. And our defense and special teams did a good job of getting the ball out. We stressed that, we practiced that, and it's good to see things that you practice they take to the field. So we're happy with that. And naturally, we got some good play out of some of our guys, Kenji Cotton and Nick Andrews, or some of those guys who've been around here for a while. So those are the positives. The negatives is, we got to improve on third down. We're really bad on third down. I think 2 for 15 or something, but 2 for 13. But we really need to improve on that. Some of our special team personnel got to change that out, so we get a better job out of that. And then penalties. We had about 10 penalties. That's not indicative of a disciplined team. So those are the things we got to improve on. This week opponent, we playing against Eastern Michigan up in Detroit, Michigan. And, it's a FBS school, and, these guys want an opportunity. Our guys, they all say they were supposed to be at FBS schools anyway, so now we get an opportunity to go up there and compete against a good Eastern Michigan team who, started out with a bang. I think they beat Howard pretty good. So we'll have our work cut out for us, so we'll get involved and get a game plan ready to travel up and play against them guys.
Hey, Coach Barlow. Good morning. Charles Evans from WPRL.
Good morning, Charles.
Talk about your quarterback play.
Well, we knew when we got Greg Jenkins here that he'd be, he's a guy that, he's a nice-sized young man and really understands the game, and so it was going to be interesting to see how well he played because he, last year he didn't play. He was red-shirted there at Troy, so this was really his first game playing in a full year, and I think he did some good things. Of course, he ran around and made plays with his legs and made some good reads in the passing game. Threw 3 touchdowns to Nick Andrews and was able to run and scramble for a touchdown. So I think he did some really good things. There's a couple other things that we got to, because he has that escapability. Sometimes, he can get caught up in, the whole starting one way and flipping the other way and all that stuff. And we really don't want to encourage him to do that. But all in all, we were pleased with how he played.
Were you surprised that your defense came up as big as they did this early?
Well, our defense has really been the staple here. Even, dating back to when I was an assistant coach, our defense has always kind of been in the top half of the conference, and we know that's going to be our foundation, our rock. So Coach Thornton and the defensive staff, they did a good job. They're Mississippi Valley, and they got some players now. The quarterback there, he's pretty good, and they have that receiver, 84, that's pretty good, Cox. So I was proud of our defense because they drove the ball down on us and got within the 5-yard line, and we were able to hold them to field goals. So, so we're proud of what our defense did. But there is a lot of mistakes, and their first game mistakes, all things that are correctable. But we were proud in the way they played.
Hey, Coach Barlow, good morning to you. Ty Miller from Sheridan Broadcasting.
Good morning.
Coach, Eastern Michigan, as you mentioned, put a pretty good whipping on Howard, 41-9. And one of the things that they do have this year, Eastern Michigan does, is a young quarterback. They are trying to get him on track with the passing game, so he kind of struggled this week. But they have two running backs that each put up 120 yards. Can you speak to what your defense may have to do? Will they concentrate on the running game, or will they just try to play to whatever Eastern Michigan gives you?
Well, naturally, the running game is their strength. They have that Javonte Green kid who was amazing. We almost had him here at ASU, and Eastern Michigan came and got him right at the end. But he's running it hard, and he's an explosive guy from West Palm, Florida. So naturally, everything starts with the running game for Eastern Michigan, and in order for us to have an opportunity to win, to have success against them, we're going to have to stop the running game. And because the passing game is not on track right now, if we can stop the running game and kind of force them to do something that they don't want to do, and right now that's passing it, we may have an opportunity to have some success against them. But they're trying to change their fortune from last year, and I think Coach English is in his second or third year there, but so they got good players. They got good size, and like I said, they got two running backs that are really explosive. So we got our work cut out for us.
Coach, going up to Eastern Michigan, what will it do for Alabama State in terms of recruiting, and also in terms of, you mentioned earlier that your players all say that they're D1 caliber. So is that a challenge you put up to them for this game?
Well, it's definitely a challenge. You sit and pass by a locker room, you hear all these guys talking, well, I was recruited by Troy and UAB and all these other schools, La Monroe and all. So it's, I challenge them. I say, well, now we get a chance to see how you would have performed if you was at those places. So I'm excited about the opportunity to travel up there. We have a lot of alumni that are in the Michigan area, and they're excited, and it's been getting all type of phone calls and stuff about people excited to come see us. We're taking our band up there, which is always important, to have that type of support. So it should be a fun game. But if we could just the opportunity to play them, there's a lot of young men up in the Detroit area, the Michigan area that would like to come down south and play at HBCU, and so that'll be good for us as far as notoriety. But if we could find a way to pull the victory off, man, that'd be really sweet.
Coach Reggie Benson with the Huntsville Times. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, give me an idea. What kind of big payday is this for you guys?
Big payday. I don't get into those finances, but I know one thing. It's I think it's worth the trip. It's definitely it'll cover us being able to fly up there, and that'll be a good experience. Some of our guys ain't ever, they haven't ever been on an airplane, so that'd be fun for them. Get a chance to go up there. But I imagine Mr. Danley and his staff was able to negotiate something that was really good, something that'll allow us to get our bills paid, as well as be able to put something back in our general fund or back in athletics. But I'm sure it's pretty good. I don't get any of it though.
You need an agent to put a little in percentage in your conference, don't you?
What's that?
You need to get you an agent so he can negotiate your percentage of that.
Oh yeah, If I get my agent I had in the NFL, man, he probably have all that worked out for me. Well, you know what? I get some of it because this is my school and it's going back to my school. So hey, I'll get it like that. How about that?
I got you. One other question about Jenkins. Obviously, he kind of gives you guys a little different dimension than you've had probably in the last couple of years. Am I right?
Yeah. Greg is very athletic. He's a competitor. He's athletic. He can throw. We haven't had a scrambling, running quarterback that can make the throws since like Ricky Jones. Of course, we had Tavares Jackson. Tavares was, he was athletic enough to escape the rush, but his deal was his arm. And then Darnell Kennedy, he was a thrower, and Ricky Jones was a guy that played here in the 90s he was both. He could throw and he was, he was almost like a punt returner or something when he had that ball in his hand, and that's what Craig Jenkins gives us. So we're happy to have him, and he's doing a good job, and we're gonna lean on him, and hopefully he can stay healthy and get us through the season, because we do a lot of stuff with him with the ball in his hand. So that's always one of those things you gotta make sure we keep him healthy.